Alrighty, everybody, welcome to episode number 2 of Theory of Unrelativity. This time I got the guests on here today are once again Josh Lampton.
The big dog.
Big dog, Josh Lampton, and Ben Hernandez.
The small dog.
Yeah, small dog, not quite as big.
Really just the wimp that he's not even a dog, he's the small pussy.
Yeah, so first off, I'd like to start out by saying I am sorry for the delay in episode 2. It was supposed to be out quite a while ago, but we had some issues. So, anyways, yeah, here's episode 2. This episode is sponsored and brought to you by pussies. Fuck them.
Okay.
So, I want to start this off by...
Awkward.
Yeah, right? I want to start this off with this past week. Last week was the E3, what would you call that? Show? Not a show.
E3 conference.
Conference, there you go.
Conference,
so
yep,
E3,
there you go.
That is huge for anybody in the video game or gaming industry, technology. It's awesome. It's entertainment. And I'm especially going to kind of stick to more of the Xbox news. Because I'm an Xbox player, Ben, you're an Xbox guy, Josh, you're an Xbox too, right?
Xbox all the way. PlayStation.
Yeah, Microsoft, baby.
Play PlayStation, you are dumb.
The only way I'd buy a PlayStation is for two things. For one, the Blu-ray, and two, for Uncharted, the game Uncharted. Okay, so
I can tell you two reasons why I would buy one. First one, to break it. Second one, to throw it out the window.
Well, there's two pretty good damn reasons right there. Speaking of PlayStation 3s, PlayStation 3s have the ability that everybody was saying, oh, this is why they're awesome. They have the ability to, like a Internet Explorer type thing. Well, that's where I'm going to start this off with. The new Xbox update coming out this fall has Internet Explorer for the Xbox 360.
I've seen that today.
Which is going to be pretty cool.
Which is going to be awesome. It's got full web capability, so not mobile websites or anything like that. Full web capability. If you have Kinect, then it's really, really big. You know, like you can use Kinect to your voice and your hand gestures.
It actually, if you have Kinect, it almost acts like you have a smart TV. If you've heard of a smart TV.
I honestly don't know why they've held it off for so long, because the Wii has a web browser. I don't understand why
I don't understand
Xbox hasn't stepped up its game for a very long time until
if you
now.
Think about it, though, I mean, the Xbox 360, kind of, when it came out, they were, I don't know, it almost felt like it was an incomplete model, because it didn't come with...
jumping the gun.
Exactly.
It did not come with Wi-Fi, which the other two systems did, and it also did not come with an HDMI port, which is huge. The very first Xbox did not come with one. And then, like, until recently, it didn't, Netflix and stuff. I mean...
Yeah, I really hate the Netflix app. That is a horrible design on their part.
On the Xbox, yeah, it's terrible.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah. I don't like how... I'm actually really big... I don't know if you do this on Netflix. I'm really big on... I like to rate anything that I watch. That way, things that are like it show up. I hate on the Xbox that I have to click and like start to watch it to rate it. I can't hit like Y and rate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially going into TV episodes. Like you go to, let's say, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and you click on it. It doesn't just take you to the first. Like it doesn't show you all the episodes. It starts a episode for you already.
Are you there, Josh?
I'm there.
Ben, you just cut out really bad.
Yeah, really bad.
That's cool.
Anyways, Internet Explorer is coming to the Xbox 360. That is huge. Like you were saying, they should have done it a long time ago, especially when they released the new version of the Xbox 360, like, 2 years ago?
Roughly, yeah. Probably around that.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
When they released it, it was like, oh man, it looks nice, it's quieter, it's got Wi-Fi, congratulations on the Wi-Fi. When I heard that it didn't have Internet Explorer or bigger disk capabilities, it blew my mind.
Yeah, it was just a small upgrade.
It was all cosmetic.
Actually, some of the upgrades on it are pretty shitty because you have an internal hard drive, and so, like, let's say all your bros have the old Xbox still. Oh, let me bring over my hard drive so I can just play my games. Nope, I have to bring over the whole console. which is convenient.
Yeah.
It's
almost like another thing that I hated about the new design is like the sensor buttons are cool unless you have a dog or a little kid, because they come up and they sniff that shit and open it and turn it off and close it. Or even me, I'll go up and be like, oh, I'm gonna plug my controller in to charge it, and I kind of brush one of the buttons and I'm fucked.
Well, maybe they should have had it as a settings to where you could either just touch it or touch and hold.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like the new one is almost like a beta version for the 720. That's how I feel, because, I don't know, it's like a completely different console that does the same stuff as the 360. With
everything I've read so far about Microsoft, whatever they're going to push out for their next Xbox console, it's not even going to be around until like 2016 or farther.
Yeah, which is really going to hurt them, especially with PlayStation and probably Wii.
Well, the Wii just came out.
Stepping up their game every year.
The Wii just came out with their new console/controller system.
I have not seen anything about that.
Really? Yeah, they released it at E3.
Thing?
Yeah, it's called the Wii U. It looks like the old school Game Boys. The center, it's like you got your joysticks on both sides. It's got buttons on the right, and it's got a D-pad on the left with like a 7-inch, 8-inch screen in the center. It's a touch screen, and you almost play it like a DS, where you have your screen on your TV with the game going, and then you have the game going also on your touchpad on your controller that you can interact with.
That seems a little
complicated.
Have you guys by any chance seen the controller that you could like plug into the Wii U? Because the Wii U itself is a whole new console, and there's
that's what I was talking about, is the controller.
Yeah, there's going to be two controllers for it. The controller's the one with the screen, but there's another one, and the controller that they have for it, like the actual controller, they're going to get sued by Xbox. I have have you guys not seen it yet?
I have not seen it.
Oh my god. It is the biggest rip-off of the Xbox I've ever seen. It has the same exact design. Like, exact design. Except for it says Wii U on it.
I'm Googling it right now.
Link.
Let's see.
He sent us the link to it. But we're kind of going off bar from the Xbox stuff, although the Wii U is interesting. It looks very complicated and stupid, sorry. So yeah, Internet Explorer, a couple of things as far as like games themselves is Halo 4, obviously.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Halo 4 is going to be a big deal.
It looks really good.
I haven't seen the trailer for it yet.
I've not only seen the trailer, I've watched the...
I'll have to be doing that.
I've watched the demos, I've watched all of it. It looks amazing. I was skeptical, but now that I've seen it, it looks awesome. They brought in whole new enemies. They didn't just keep dragging the story out. So Halo 4 is I'm definitely going to get it. Definitely probably going to pre-order it. Brings me back to Halo 3 days, man.
Yeah, Halo 4 looks really good.
Another thing, if you haven't heard, I know Ben, I don't know about if you've ever played it or been into it, Josh, but Gears 4. It's called Gears of War Judgment. It actually it's a prequel. It takes place 14 years before the first one. Only thing that was kind of iffy about it was it doesn't have Dom in it and stuff. It's actually got Baird, the blonde guy.
Okay.
It's actually about Baird actually was the leader of his own team 14 years prior, and it's the story of him, But they added a bunch of new multiplayer game modes that looked really fucking awesome, and some new cool shit like that.
So I know we were talking about this prior to this a couple of months ago, but you said that they were thinking about doing a different kind of animation, like when they're not so bulky. So do you think that's how it is?
The original, no. They showed the preview and they showed gameplay for it and everything. It still looks the same. But when they originally drafted Gears of War, they weren't all huge and bulky and ginormous looking. They were like normal sized dudes. But they got sketched out as these big, awesome, gnarly dudes, and they just couldn't help but to use that. So, but no, they look the same. It comes out around like May or April of next year.
Sweet. Hey, have you guys seen anything on the Far Cry 2 yet? Or Far Cry 3?
The
new Far Cry.
Yeah, they had some stuff about it at E3. It looks really good.
It looks sick.
It looks really good, yeah.
I definitely like the Far Cry series because there is still a storyline, but you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's a free roam.
Definitely one of my top games to play.
Yeah. Gears comes out next spring. Going back to Halo 4 comes out this fall, I believe, late this fall. Another new game coming out that comes out in November, like always, is the new Call of Duty platformer, Black Ops 2.
Which will probably be a pretty big game.
Black Ops 2 is completely taking it, Black Ops changed it a little bit by bringing it back to the Cold War, and then of course Modern Warfare 3 brought it back to the same time page, but it was kind of the same game with shittier maps, you know. Black Ops 2 kind of completely changes it. It's completely going somewhere new. They're taking it into the future. You know what I mean? It's no longer past gameplay or new age. It's completely in the future by, I think it's 2025 or some shit. And watch some of the gameplay. Believe it or not, you get to fly some kind of fighter jet.
Have you seen the new way you throw grenades?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, there's like some futuristic watch/tablet on your wrist, and I don't know if you press and hold the right bumper or whatever, but you gauge where you want to throw it, and it shoots it out of your tablet watch.
Are you sure that's grenades, or is that just like one of the specialty
It's
weapons?
Grenades. Nope, grenades.
That sounds annoying to me, actually.
It does sound weird. I like the old way of pull the pin and cook it or whatever.
You know,
the gameplay does look pretty good.
My question, though, going back to the Wii U, not even a question, my likes about the new Wii U is if you guys have seen the graphics on the Wii U.
I have not, but I do know that the graphics for the Wii were very, very low bar. They were
much
terrible.
needed
The
upgrade.
graphics on the Wii U are better than the Xbox 360. So that is a good upgrade.
Now, is that just for Mario, or is that for everything?
The one that I've seen...
They've only released like 2 games for it so far.
The one that I've seen is actually for Zelda. And the Zelda game, from what I've seen, looks great. And I've also seen the preview for Assassin's Creed 3 on the Wii. And that also looks like you're playing an Xbox 360, but higher quality. I mean,
yeah,
it's not a huge...
Assassin's Creed 3 looks
It's not
amazing.
a huge upgrade of the Xbox 360 graphics, but... it is a little bit noticeable.
So maybe it's like Xbox 360 on a really nice LED TV with HD.
I guess, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else is this is kind of it's a game update, but it's not for a specific game. It's for a brand of game. If anybody's ever played the UFC series that have come out since 2009. UFC Undisputed, blah, blah, blah. They were made by THQ, who I thought did a pretty good job with them. UFC has disbarred that contract, and they are no longer making games with THQ. They are now making games with EA Sports.
EA Sports?
That should be good.
Which could be good, or it could be bad, because if you've played the MMA game made by EA, it kind of sucked.
It did. But if they have the same team that worked with THQ... I don't know. I don't know if THQ is the ones that
THQ
used everything.
Yeah, THQ has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, because that's
So,
bummer.
But I mean, think about like the Fight Night games. They're very realistic looking. They're pretty good.
They
so
are.
hopefully they go with that route.
They've made all the Maddens.
Well, and the Maddens are good. Yeah, so I mean, it depends on what they do. I don't know why they did the way they did with. And look at Skate. Skate's realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know why they did what they did. Yeah, I don't know why they did what they did with the MMA game, with the Strike Force game, because it was terrible. So hopefully they stick to at least the controller play wise close to THQ. So hopefully they stick close to that. So any other thing that has to do with E3 or video gaming?
I don't know, like, the only games that I've really seen that are going to be a huge game, we've already kind of talked about. I mean, if you're a Tomb Raider fan, they are making a new Tomb Raider for the PlayStation 3. But I have never had good luck with the Tomb Raider games because they are so complex. It's like, you have to have a labyrinth solver in your brain to be able to play Tomb Raider.
I like that part of Tomb Raider. I like puzzle games.
I don't know. Oh, but there is a new God of War coming out.
What?
See, that also makes me want to play
about this.
Yeah, God of War, there's a new one coming out. It's called God of War, like, a Session, I think, is what it's called. And, I don't know, I guess the storyline's like, he tries to seek freedom or something like that. He's just trying to seek, like, redemption from the gods and stuff. That's basically like going to be the storyline of that one. From what I've heard, I haven't really heard a lot on it, but from what I gathered, and there's going to be a Resident Evil 6 coming out.
Yeah, I knew about that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I knew about that. That looks pretty good.
So I mean, that's some good stuff with the PlayStation. I don't know if you guys have ever played Crysis.
No.
But there's going to be a Crysis 3 coming out. Did you guys ever play Borderlands?
Yeah, I did. I played quite a bit of Borderlands.
Yes, didn't like it.
Borderlands 2's coming out. I don't know. That's probably about it. That's really the big ones. Oh, actually, I lied.
What?
You guys remember back in the day, like on the GameCube, back when Xbox first came out, there was a game called Medal of Honor. It was...
Oh, dude. Medal of Honor was out for PlayStation, Xbox, GameCube. It was out for everything.
Yeah, it was.
It
was the shit before Call of Duty.
Yeah, it was. I didn't like Call of Duty until Modern Warfare, the first one.
Well, if you were a Medal of Honor fan, you could be in luck for a new game because Medal of Honor Warfighter is coming out.
Yeah, I've been seeing the previews for that on Xbox Live.
It's coming out in October.
It looks good.
And also, if you play online games, Elder Scrolls Online is supposed to be a huge thing. But that's not coming out for a while.
Yeah, I saw that. It's for PC only, though.
Yeah.
Aww.
PC only.
It's not Skyrim, Ben.
Yeah, it's just Elder Scrolls, but
it's just one of the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, the Gears of War game that you're talking about, I just looked it up. It's called Gears of War Judgment. So that's seems to be a pretty good game. That's also not coming out until next year.
Something they did that I really liked on Skyrim: The Elder Scrolls was that they let you pick whatever you want for any of the buttons you want. So I can jump with A or B or Y or X or trigger or what. It didn't matter. I really like that, and I wish they would do it for all games because it just makes it a lot better and simpler.
Instead of preset configurations.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever happen to play Far Cry?
Far Cry, first ones or like Far Cry 2?
Either.
2 was really good. Never played the
Either
first
one.
ones.
But anyways, there's going to be a number 3 coming out.
I know, we already talked about it.
We did?
Yeah, you were not paying attention.
Yeah. We talked about how, like, you can either stick with the main storyline or you can go off and do whatever you want.
Oh, I thought you guys were still talking about the other game. I gotcha.
No. It's alright.
I must have been drunk when you guys were talking about that, I guess.
Okay.
My brain's off.
One last thing on E3 and video games released. It probably won't be released until 2013 or 2014. South Park is making a game called The Legend of the Stick or something like that. It looks awesome. What it is instead of trying to make it like realistic looking, they wanted to make it look exactly like watching an episode. So
that's cool.
So the whole game is you create your character, and there's thousands of different like options to make your dude look like whatever the fuck you want, and they just pretty much get put in an episode. And it's kind of like they're kind of doing like a Lord of the Rings feel, like, you know, the episode where they have to return the video to the video store.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but yeah, you'll have to look it up. Everybody look it up. New South Park game for the Xbox. It looks.
And what's it called?
It's called South Park. I think it's like Legend of the Stick, or something like that. But it looks amazing. It looks really good.
There is okay.
I have to look at that.
You know how we're talking. We are big we're big Xbox 360 fans. But if you look at the games that are coming out for PlayStation 3, if you know how like Street Fighter is on the Xbox, well,
yeah,
Tekken,
Yep.
you know, they are making a new Tekken. It's called Tekken Tag Team Tournament 2, and that is coming out this September 11th, for the PS.
Oh, by the way, South Park. Back to South Park. I think it's called The Stick of Truth. I'm looking right here on Google.
That's what it is. Then yeah.
Yep, South Park, The Stick of Truth, E3 2012.
Yeah, it looks really good. Okay, so enough of the video game thing. Let's move on. I've got a story that I read a couple days ago that is pretty gnarly that I wanted to let you guys in on.
Okay, go ahead and share.
Okay. So this dude, I'm not sure where it was. It was somewhere over on the eastern side of the United States. I'm pretty sure. So this dude's outside with his family. They're having a queue, you know, just laxing and shit. And it's kind of hot outside, nice and sunny. This guy's not wearing a shirt, so he figures I'm just going to put some sunscreen on. Well, he doesn't use, like, the sunscreen ointment. He uses, like, the spray-on shit by, like, Banana Tan or whatever the fuck it's called.
Banana Boat?
Banana Boat. Yeah. So, like, you know the spray-on in the aerosol can?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
When you spray this on, the aerosol and the chemicals that keep it in the can are very highly flammable. And until it dries, it is very flammable. So this dude just lathers himself up with this shit and then walks over to the barbecue to start flipping the brats and fucking lights on fire.
Oh my!
His whole body lit on fire and it burnt. It didn't say exactly how much of him got burnt, but I know he got like 6-degree burns or some shit. Like it fucking burnt him bad.
You think he's gonna sue?
I don't know. There's probably a disclaimer
I'm pretty
that says
sure
highly
there's
flammable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's warnings on it. Like wait till you're dry.
Like, don't
or
flip
whatever.
your brats till you're dry.
Just in quotes. In quotes. If you are brought. Actually, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, that's
Maybe next time.
That's my big news story for this episode. Actually, I do have another one that's happening right here in Phoenix. This guy, I don't know if it's a guy or a group of guys, nobody knows, the police are investigating it. Somebody went out to some fucking hardware store or online and bought like a fuck ton of those of flashlights, but they're like the yellow flashlights that are square and the handle's on the top, you know what I mean? Like a lunch pail.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And they're rigging them to where when you push the button on the top to turn the light on, they fucking explode.
How's that happen?
I don't know. They're like some kind of pyrotechnic experts, obviously. So they're putting explosives inside the battery and using the switch as an ignition, and then they're just leaving them all over the streets and in alleys and in people's cars and shit. And so people are like, "Oh, look, a flashlight! What the hell? Cool!" They go to turn it on and it fucking blows their arm off and shit.
That's extreme trolling. That's not even fun. That's crazy.
That's trolling to a whole new level.
Definitely. Maybe it just hasn't caught up with its time yet.
Yeah, this has been going on for a few weeks.
It's pretty crazy.
So it's pretty gnarly. So anybody else got anything they want to share as far as that kind of stuff? No?
I was going to say something. I know you guys talked about this in the last episode, but I guess, you know, the guy with the man eating his face off and stuff, I guess another case happened again. I'm not too up to date on when and where, but I did hear there was another case of it.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Second zombie attack in Texas.
Second zombie attack.
Entitled, this is the title of their newspaper at the heading. Second zombie attack in Texas. Zombie plague spreads.
In other words, bath salts spread. For anybody that doesn't know, bath salts are not really salts that you would take in a bath. Bath salts are a synthetic drug. It's a hallucinogen. It's kind of like a cross between meth and acid. It's real hyper psychotic. You know, it makes you see shit that makes you do crazy shit. Not always, but
sounds
a lot
like
of the
my
time.
kind of drug.
Right, exactly. It's made from MDPV, which is a type of methamphetamine. It's actually a synthetic form of a natural compound from Africa. In Africa, there's a natural compound that's MTB, and this is MDPV, which is a synthetic form of it, and it just makes people go nuts.
Okay, I looked this one up. You guys saw the photo of the first guy, right?
Yeah, black guy.
All right, this
I
is the
did
photo
not.
what the second girl looked like.
So, but yeah, shit's crazy, man. And I got asked the other day
I'm not sure
on
if I wanna see
Facebook
this.
after our first episode. Somebody asked me like what do you mean zombie outbreak? Like they took like the zombie thing literally. That's just the name of it because some dude was eating some dude's face. It's not. He's not really a zombie.
You want to hear something crazy about that too? I was reading the article on it, and when they did the autopsy, there was no flesh found in his stomach at all.
That is weird.
There was no flesh found in his stomach at all, and there was 2 pills. Yeah,
You guys there?
there was 2 pills found in his stomach that were not digested yet. That they did not tell us what they were, but they said there was no flesh in his stomach at all. There were some in his teeth, but there was none in his stomach. So that means that he wasn't even eating it and swallowing it. He was literally ripping the guy's face off with his mouth. And, I don't know, spitting it out, I guess. Because there was none found in him. Now, unless the guy's face, was made of a laxative, and the, stuff went right through him, I'm pretty sure that there's no way he could have been eating it, because you would have been able to find flesh in his stomach, obviously. If someone was eating you, like if I was to go eat metal, you'd be able to find metal in my stomach.
Okay, so this second news article is actually trying to make it out to be an actual zombie. Like, there's a picture of her, and she's like got no lips, and her eyes are like bright blue, white.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now.
So I'm gonna call this one is a little over the top. But
It looks like a Facebook picture.
See, I almost want to say this photo's fake because it looks like she was posing for it. Like she's like, I'm going to take this photo for my fans on Facebook.
No, yeah, this either they posted that picture or this whole article is just they twisted it to make it sound fake. So,
Baloney.
yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it dead on that one.
So is it fact or crap?
Crap. Okay.
Crap.
Okay, so now I'm excited to hear about this, even though I haven't seen it yet. Let's get into the movie section of our thing.
I have actually seen 2 great movies this week.
Actually, you know what? Before we get into movies, I'm going to go ahead and bring this up because I'm going to forget.
Ben was there for one of them with me.
I posted on Facebook.
Yep.
Anybody had any questions or topics they wanted me to talk about? And I've got 2 questions here that I'd like to discuss with you guys. Question number 1 is from Dominic Rees. He asks, can apes and humans mate, and can they reproduce? What do you guys
Easy
think?
answer to that. If humans and apes mate, they're going to make a hybrid, which would end up taking over the world.
And Ben, what's your response to that question?
I think crap. I think it's. I don't think it's true because of the fact that we're related, but there is still that 2% difference, and I'm pretty sure that does play a factor in not being able to reproduce with each other.
What?
Okay,
What could
well,
also
fortunate
happen-
for you guys, I actually know the answer to this. It is no, humans and monkeys, although they can mate, they can't reproduce because monkeys have one more chromosome pair than we do. So that makes our DNA not compatible to make, what the hell are they called? Zygotes. When they break down a meiosis and the pairs split apart to make new cells, they can't create zygotes because we have one less pair than they do. And also, you have
So
to
we just need a mutant person.
Exactly. And also, you have to be in the same, not species, the same genus. Most chimps and most monkeys are in the Pan genus, Pan, while humans are obviously in the Homo genus. So, no, it is not possible. They can have sex. You can fuck a monkey all you want, but you ain't making any babies.
You know what else? if they ended up having a baby, they could create Gorilla Grodd from the DC Comics series, and he is easily too powerful to take down by any one man. So
okay, speaking of DC Comics, Josh, that leads us into our second question.
Okay.
Congratulations. Our second question comes in from Matt Loomis. He wants to know who would win in a fight, the Hulk with the Ring of Power from the Lord of the Rings, or Superman with a lightsaber?
Well, there are some flaws.
Hold on. Ben, you answer first.
Alright, it was Hulk with ring and who with lightsaber?
Superman.
I'm pretty sure... I don't know, if you look at it, it's either Hulk just with more power because he's already powerful and doesn't die and he just gets super angry, or Superman flying around with a stick. So I'm gonna have to go with Hulk.
Okay, Joshua, why don't you enlighten us?
Well, there are a couple flaws in this debate. See, up until the point of him saying he has the ring, the Hulk would have stood... Now, I am a huge Hulk fan, always have been. But the fact of the matter is, and this is a fact that not many people know, Superman does not only have one weakness known as kryptonite, he also has another one, it's magic. So, up until the point that the Hulk got a hold of the ring, which is a magic ring, the Hulk would thus have magic powers, as well as the powers he already has, which is invulnerability, super speed, super strength, the whole kit and caboodle. And Superman with a lightsaber, let's be honest, would be a worthless weapon on the Hulk. Hulk takes nukes to the mouth. So that'd be thrown out. So it would really just turn into a fight of Superman versus the Hulk with magic, thus making the Hulk win because he has his only weakness.
Okay, so I would agree. I think the Hulk would take it. When I first read the question, I thought, for some reason, right off the bat, I was like, oh, Superman would just slice him up. But then I was like, I don't know, like the Hulk's a big dude. Plus, at first I was like, okay, what does the Lord of the Rings Ring of Power do? But then I was like, okay, first of all, he'll be invisible. I don't know if Superman can see invisible things. But I wouldn't think so. So I would have to give it to the Hulk as well.
Now, if it was just straight up Superman-Hulk fight, Superman would take the fight.
Yeah. But in this case...
I think you could just throw him into space.
In this case, we vote Hulk. So there you go, Matt. Hulk would win in that fight. Okay, so let's back to the movies. Let's get to the movies thing here. So, what were the movies you guys have seen that you were so eager to talk about?
Well, I went and saw Men in Black 3, and then 2 days later, I happened to go see the new movie Prometheus, and just so happens Ben was there at the same time I was.
I did not see you.
Because you walked in, and I was sitting 2 rows behind you because you're blind.
I was sitting in the shit seats, honestly.
I saw you.
Yeah, it was horrible.
But
okay, so let's do which one would you guys rather talk about? Which one? Which one did you like more?
Oh,
you didn't ask about all the movies I've seen.
What have you seen this week?
This week I have seen, what was it? I forget, but Prometheus, Men in Black 3, Snow White and the Huntsman, and I seen one in theaters. I forget what it was. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so
since you guys have both seen Men in Black and you've both seen Prometheus, let's just focus on those right now. Which one of those two was better?
Men in Black.
Ben?
God damn it. I'm gonna have to say they're both really good, but Prometheus does kind of take the cake because of the fact that it was just it wasn't an original idea because it is kind of like a prequel to the other Aliens, but it did, it didn't go off any other storyline. It had its own original storyline.
Okay.
See, the thing where I'm torn about that, why Men in Black was better, was because Men in Black had a way better storyline than Prometheus. If I had to rate Prometheus at a 1 out of 10, I would give Prometheus, I would say, a 7. And if I had to rate Men in Black, I'd easily give it a 9.
Wow, a 9.
Okay. I think I think I'm going to switch my vote right there. Yeah, I'd say Men in Black. I say 9 to 10 Men in Black, 7 to 8 Prometheus.
My main reason why I'm giving Men in Black the upper hand is because basically these are two great movies to compare, because Men in Black 3 is the third one of the series, and Prometheus is the prequel to the Alien movies. So therefore they're both kind of all tied into the same, I mean, they're not tied into each other's movie lines, but they all have their own movies that are going to that movie itself.
They both have a series.
So,
yeah,
if you look at all of the loose ends that Men in Black 3 tied up, it was hands down the better movie. Like, if you remember, I mean, I don't really want to be a spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen Men in Black 3
okay,
yet.
yeah, spoilers, people. If you don't want to hear about the movie, then zone out.
Don't listen to this for 5 more minutes. But Men in Black 3 tied up so many loose ends from number 1. Like, for instance, how he said that his dad, only thing he could remember of his dad was he was a hero. They tied that up because his dad, when Will Smith went back in time to save Agent K, Will Smith's dad saved Agent K from getting shot at the last minute by the new villain that is in the movie, which I forgot his name. Ben, do you remember it?
Doris the animal.
He shoots his thing.
Boris
the animal. He shoots his thing.
Doris, that's real scary.
It just so happens that Will Smith's dad, Agent J in the movie, but Will Smith's dad jumps in front, kills him. Well, Will Smith was in the car when that happened, and he ends up asking Agent K, he's like, what happened to my dad? And he said, oh, your dad's gone right now, he won't be coming back. And so, if you remember from the first movie when he asked, have you already used that mind erase thing on me? And he didn't say anything, and he got up and walked away. Well, when he was asking him as a kid what happened to my dad, Kate couldn't come up with a good enough lie to tell him, so he had to use it on him, and the only thing he told him was, he goes, remember this, your dad was a great hero or something, right?
He was a hero.
Yeah, he was a hero. So that's why the only thing he remembers of his dad is he was a hero, was because actually Agent K in the past told him that. So really, Agent K, the reason why he has Agent J is because he's been watching over him this whole time. Fun fact about the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
That
very good movie.
Ties it together.
It's a great movie, and it just has, I don't know, probably, it was one of the better movies
I actually
I've
went
seen.
to see it with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I actually went to see it with my girlfriend, and, well, it's not big of a surprise, but she did cry on that scene. It was a heartfelt scene, not enough for me to cry, but definitely a heartfelt scene.
Oh, no, because you're a man and you have testicles.
I have testosterone.
I cry like a baby when Bambi dies every time.
And, okay, now let's talk about Prometheus.
Oh, spoiler, sorry people, spoiler, Bambi dies at the end. No, just kidding.
Alright,
Bambi's
so
mom. Get it right?
now if we want to go about Prometheus, what was good about Prometheus
Alrighty, let's go.
is that, I mean, okay, Ben, how about you take this one away since I talked about the other one?
And if you're going to ruin anything about the movie, let us know before
We do need a spoiler report caution.
I will let you know. I really like the movie. I really feel like it should have had a little bit more action just because of what I see in the other ones. But then again, who wants to see the same movie just in a different, better graphics or whatever this time. But I just heard that
You're cutting out really bad, Ben.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I heard from the chick, I don't know if you remember her name, Lampton, the blonde chick, the really big badass.
Charlize Theron?
Yeah. She says that it's not a prequel. That it's like has its own storyline. But then again, when you watch it, you're like, this is a prequel.
It seems to me like it was a prequel.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, though, is that the aliens themselves did not even show up, and it wasn't even a fully evolved. Like, if you look online, there's another Prometheus movie coming out. It's going to be coming out, actually the release date's not told yet, but I'm assuming it's either going to be next year or the following. But there is another one coming out, and what I picked up from is there's going to be another evolution of the alien itself. Because if you notice at the end, the only thing that its mouth could do was only open up another mouth. When you look,
yeah, not like the other ones, like that little mouth.
Tongue. And see,
yeah,
in Prometheus, this is a good. This is actually not a theory of mine, but it was from my friend Tom. He actually had this great idea. That juice serum, that they had that killed that one guy, killed the one guy at the very start even.
Spoiler alert.
The stuff. Okay, spoiler alert right now. Don't listen for 3 minutes if you don't want to know what happens. Okay. So, anyways, though, that juice stuff that's like killing stuff, he had this great theory that if you notice at the very start, when that white guy, which is, the hybrid aliens that have the same DNA as the humans, he drank that stuff on what looked to be planet Earth. And when he fell into the water, there was no other life form on that planet. He fell into the water and his genes split up and went all in the water. My friend Tom, his theory on this was that basically we all came to be by that one guy falling in the water. He tried to kill himself, but what really happened was it spread a whole nother gene pool, which created us, in a sense, in that storyline of that movie. And that is why they wanted to come to Earth to kill us, because we are an offshoot of them, and basically they just couldn't have that. That's what he was getting out of it, which if you think about it, makes 100% sense.
Honestly, thanks for that, because I was wondering, like, why did he just kill himself? And then I was also thinking, like, why is the DNA rejoining each other? And, like, it just really left a gap for me, but that does make sense. Yeah, thank you for that.
If he didn't read that somewhere, give that kid a fucking high five.
He actually did not read that nowhere, because he said that right after the movie. Like, we walked out, his name is Thomas Tang, if anyone's wanting to know. Thomas Tang came up with this great movie idea. But anyways, yeah, he said that right after we walked out. So there was no way in hell he could have.
Somebody give that kid a chest bump.
Yeah, for real. Because I catch on to movies pretty quick, and that did not pop in my head once. But once he said that, like, opened my mind.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Because when he drank that stuff, he kind of like broke up and dissolved, which makes sense why they would have the same DNA as us.
Yeah.
Huh. I haven't seen it, so I'm not 100% sure, but from the sounds of it, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that.
Honestly, I thought it was on their planet, the one that Prometheus goes to, but now that you say it, like, it really does make sense.
Well, the planet that Prometheus went to wasn't their planet. That was a planet where they crash-landed on.
Yeah, and they were making the weapons there because, you don't keep your nukes on your own turf or whatever.
Like what they were saying. And that's why when that one guy tried to, escape and actually go, back to Earth, and Prometheus crashed into it, making it crash land, that's why she said, we want to go to their planet, because my theory is she's going to try to kill all of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to do that. Like, I can already see it in my head. Just them. I can already see her just being like, hey, why'd you do this? And then she gets the answer, or she doesn't, and then she just blows the shit out of him. But, and just prolonging how she gets there, making sure she's not seen until she sees the top guy. So, I hope they really do that well.
Yeah, and also, I don't know, really, if you think about it, if you remember back to the old Alien movies, where the main bad guy, not the main bad guy, but the main hard ass in that, that movie, she also played in Holes. What's her name again?
Sigourney Weaver.
Yes. Remember how in, I think it was number 3 of Aliens, remember when the aliens were like liking her? Like they're like not attacking her because she was like the mother of their main alien? My theory is that, because she never knew who her mother was. My theory is that that girl, the lady that's in Prometheus, is her mother. And she ends up dying on that planet, killing them. That's my theory.
I never seen that movie. I seen the end where she's just like blowing the shit out of him. But yeah, that would make sense.
Let's think about it this way, though. those aliens also didn't. Okay, the aliens from the Alien movies were not around until they got into that alien guy that the humans came from. All right. So if you think about it, that planet they landed on screwed them over, because those alien little pod things, the first form of them, they kind of look like a snake in this movie. They infect them, and so I think what's going to happen is she's going to end up screwing them over. She's going to bring that serum stuff to their planet. She's going to end up affecting them, thinking she's going to kill them, but realistically what she's going to do is she's going to
make a whole planet or species.
Those aliens.
Okay,
and that's where that movie's going to spawn, where they're like, oh god, we got to go kill these aliens, is because
good thesis
actually made them, which is why if the main badass from all the other Alien movies is her daughter, that would make 100% sense why they do not attack her. That's my idea. One thing I did not like about Prometheus that made zero sense was that one guy had like the mohawk, act like a badass the whole movie, and he got killed like
he died quick.
Right? What made zero sense was when you got infected by that stuff, all that happened was like your skin turned all like blood vesseled up, and like you ended up.
That was just because it was the first, like, it didn't infect and like make a new species. Like that thing was already there. It was just like a snake from that planet, and it was just messing stuff up. And then I think when it, spoiler alert, it got in her, and then like she created a new form, which was that big squiddy thing. And then it went into the alien and then made a new thing. Then, that was the evolutionary stage for the aliens. But I think it was just a snake from that planet kind of thing.
That's what I'm saying. But the only thing that didn't make sense was, how come when that other guy got infected, he was just normal, but he like bleeding, dying. So that's why they killed him.
Yeah.
But how come when the other guy got infected, he was able to crawl on all four, like his legs and his hands, and somehow had super strength? And
okay.
I could not be killed. That made no sense whatsoever throughout the whole movie.
Here it is. Okay, so do you remember them walking in there and you seen all those maggots? Yeah. Okay, the serum, quote unquote, mixed with the maggots and made those. And then when the guy drank the serum, it turned him into something. But then when he did his girlfriend, they had a baby that made a hybrid and all that. So the worm things were like just a different species mixed with the maggots and the serum. And then, the guy turned into something else because it was him in the serum. And then his thing goes into her, and then she makes a squid thing.
Okay, but I'm not even talking about that main guy. I'm talking about the guy that has the mohawk. Remember how he went into the caves? He ended up getting stuck, and that one thing like broke through his mask. Remember?
Yeah.
And he fell onto the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, because it didn't
why it just killed him.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to why he killed him, and then he comes back to life as like a super zombie that like can't be taken down. They had to use shotguns and flamethrowers and all this stuff.
Well, there were two different guys. The guy that turned into the Hulk zombie was her boyfriend, and then the other guy just died, which again is weird.
No. The guy that turned into the Hulk zombie was not her boyfriend. Her boyfriend, remember they brought him back to the ship, and she's like, I'm not going to let you on. And then she's like, no, we need to get him help. And then he's like, okay, burn me. Remember?
Yeah.
That's what happened. There was that whole other guy that got, I don't know. It just didn't make any sense to him.
Oh, okay. Anyways, one thing to add on there is one thing I didn't like was that when they all get to the alien, they wake him up, and he looks at him like, oh, I'm superior. And then they have the robot, David, ask him like, oh, where did we come from? Or whatever. Like, I was curious, along with everybody else in the movie. But it sucked that he just looked at him,
rips his head off,
and then just started killing everybody. Yeah, he kills everybody, and like, which made me kind of mad because I wanted to hear too. I wanted to hear what would go on, because I'm a big space aliens. Like I really think it's interesting. So I wanted to hear what they came up with, but I feel like it was just like a cheat way out of just like, well, we don't have really a good story, so just make them start killing everything.
And one more thing to add on that did not make any sense at all. How come when the alien broke out and he's like, "Do you hear me?" Okay, remember David was talking to her and he's like, "Can you hear me?" She's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Get out, he's coming after you." So she goes to this ship. Now this is a futuristic ship, almost in, what was it? It was like 2098 or something like that is the year.
93.
Yeah, 2093 is the year. So what weapon does she find on that ship to save her? This axe. She finds this axe somehow cased away on this table. And the axe wasn't like your average, like, I'm gonna cut some wood axe. It was like a Freddy Krueger Jason axe that was curved up at like a C shape. Looks like it was straight out of a horror film axe. My question is, how the hell did that get on the ship, and who brought it? You have futuristic weapons, and you bring a Jason axe.
Tim Burton was using that ship on vacation.
Had to have.
The week prior.
It made no sense whatsoever. They're just, hey, we got flamethrowers, these special guns. Hey, let's
ray guns.
Let's take this guy out with an axe. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Made zero. And then the axe played no part. She didn't even get to use it. He just walks up to her, throws her on the wall. She's like, hey, let me open the door. Squid Thing kills her. Axe is gone. So it literally, I think that there's a new axe.
Played no purpose.
There must be a new axe company coming out with this wicked axe style, and they're like, hey, can you put this in my movie? It's really going to be meaningless.
Can we plug our new axe? It's an orc killing axe.
Yeah, sure. Hell, why not? Let's put it in the movie. Nothing else made sense. And so they put it in there, and then she gets knocked down, axe is gone. And then instead of grabbing it, just on the outside chance that he beats that thing, because he's freaking stronger than... He basically, in both of his arms, he had 2 rhinos. He was that strong. So he's taking on this huge squid thing. She's like, let me just run away with no weapons. I'll just leave my axe there. That makes sense. So the axe literally grabbed it.
Damsel in Distress 101.
I know, for real. And that one girl, why they killed her off, that makes no sense. She's through the movie the whole time. She's like, hey, let me get out of this ship. She gets out of the space pod, the other spaceship crashes, and instead of, hey, it's falling straight down. Let's run to either side. Nope, let's outrun it. So it's like you're trying to outrun a skyscraper falling on you. And the other girl just so happens to trip. She's like, oh! And then does a barrel roll out of the way. The other girl's like, I could outrun this. Oh, hell! Kills her. No, why didn't you run to the right 5 inches? The girl fell on the ground, rolled 2 inches, and she's out of the way. Except for your dumbass think you're Kuta Kinte, you could outrun the whole thing. No. Run to the right 5 inches. Stupid, dumb, no reason to kill her.
No racial profiling intended.
No reason to kill her. That was a baffling part.
Okay, so what you're saying is, let's go one at a time here. Men in Black 3, see it or skip it?
See it.
Definitely see it.
Definitely see it, okay. Prometheus, should you see it or should you skip it?
Alien enthusiast, see it, yes.
I would still say see it no matter what, because it was, although it had a bunch of flaws, and if you were comparing the two, it was still a good movie, nonetheless.
Okay. Also in theaters right now, Snow White and the Huntsman. Ben, would you see it or skip it?
Shit. It didn't live up to its trailer, like all
So
the
skip it.
crazy
If it's
cool
not,
things.
if it's not really good to where you were like, oh, it was an awesome movie, I don't want to see it. So Snow White and the
I'd say
Huntsman, see it or skip it?
skip it.
Skip it. Don't
Spend your money on the other 2 movies.
Yep. Spend your money on something else. Also in theaters right now is the Avengers. I know you both seen the Avengers and you both loved it. Josh gave it a 10 out of 10. Ben, what do you give it out of 10?
10.
Yeah.
10, definitely.
10.
Easy
Okay,
10,
there you go.
Movie of the year, movie of the century, movie of the decade. Actually, decade would be before century. Either way, it's the best movie ever invented.
Okay, so there you go. Avengers, definitely see it. Prometheus, definitely see it. Men in Black 3, definitely see it. Snow White and the Huntsman, pass. Also in theaters is Dark Shadows, and coming soon is, or it might be in theaters right now, is Adam Sandler's new one, That's My Boy. I think that looks hilarious. I'm going to go see it.
I heard it's supposed to be more dirty than Hangover.
More what?
More dirty than Hangover.
I heard it was pretty dirty, yeah.
I'm personally going to skip the movie
so.
because I do not think it looks good.
Okay.
I don't know. Adam Sandler's just kind of gone downhill for a little while. I hope he reclaims
but like
his...
every like 3 or 4 years he comes out with a movie that's good. You know, like he'll do a couple like family ones and a couple ones that are like weren't that funny, and then he comes out with like the Zohan or a character like Waterboy, where it's just a character and it's a funny movie.
Yeah.
That last one he did, what was the last one? Jack and Jill or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really got to redeem himself after that one.
Movies that are looking good though that's coming out is Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I was skeptical. I want to see it though.
When
I definitely want to see it. I got to see. To me, Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man. I'm not gonna down this movie just because it's not Tobey Maguire. It's not the new guy's fault, but it's just gonna be hard. But I will give it a fair chance.
It's too soon.
It is too soon.
It's honestly too soon.
Well, the one thing that I don't understand. Well, I actually do understand because I follow every superhero thing in the universe. But if you don't, well, you will not understand. This is going to be not even a spoiler alert. This is just going to be a heads up so you're not baffled. Okay, the new Spider-Man movie is based off of a completely different series than the other Spider-Man.
Yeah, like his robotic web shooter like he makes.
I mean, the new Spider-Man is basically it's based like Mary Jane, for instance, is not going to be his girl in this one. Like, she's not even in the storyline, I don't think.
Yeah, it's the chief police's daughter or whatever.
But that movie does look pretty good.
People got to realize that don't follow comics that there are, there's not just one guy that wrote that one story about that one character. The character is released, and then the rights to making new stories and whatever are sold, and hundreds of different storylines are created for each character. You know what I mean? Hundreds of different things that go on. Same thing with X-Men and Batman. There's hundreds of different Batman stories. There's good ones. There's ones where Batman's almost a bad guy. I mean, there's so many different.
There's some dirty ones, honestly.
Something to look forward to if you really like the Avengers. There is speculations that Spider-Man will make an appearance in the new Avengers movie. Now, the new Spider-Man, though, is based off of the Ultimate Spider-Man series, where S.H.I.E.L.D. does play a big part in that animated series. Okay. So, if you think about it, the new series is kind of coming out around the same time as the Avengers did. Yeah. So, I think that there is going to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. appearance, and Spider-Man could potentially show up in the next Avengers movie. Because
the
Ultimate Spider-Man and S.H.I.E.L.D., I mean, they were really intertwined in the Ultimate Spider-Man series. Unlike the other one, and plus this one's going to be really good because this is like the storyline that everyone follows, where he like has the web shooters and he constantly like runs out, of the stuff. That's like the good series. The one that the first movies were based off of is the Amazing Spider-Man series, I think. Don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's the Amazing Spider-Man series. It just was not a good series. So.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
my girlfriend asked why. You want to talk, or you want me?
Let me go real quick. It's really short. The one thing I didn't get, I'm not mad about the fact that he can't shoot webs. The only thing is, okay, you were bitten by a spider. You get the powers of a spider. He can lift more than his own weight. He's way stronger. He climbs walls. If he has the powers of a spider, why can't he produce web?
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, you can climb walls and you can lift shit and get thrown around, but you don't get the number one thing that spiders have. Like, okay, why isn't he Ant-Man? Because ants can climb walls.
Yeah. Well, there is an Ant-Man in the series. He can grow tall.
I know there is an Ant-Man. I was just being a smartass. But I mean, that is kind of a hole in that particular storyline.
Yeah.
In that particular series. I prefer the Spider-Man that can actually shoot a web from his arm.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
What I was going to say earlier was on the note of, why wasn't Spider-Man... Because there's a lot of, people make fun of it, that why wasn't Spider-Man in the Avengers? and my girlfriend asked the same question, and it was because you don't want to see Spider-Man in this movie and then a couple months later see how he got started. You know, like, you don't want to...
Yeah, you don't want to have a pre-release to the new release.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why they decided to hang off for it, you know. So that's what I was thinking about that. One question. Have you guys seen the teaser trailer for Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Awesome. When I first heard about this, like over a year ago, I thought that is the stupidest fucking idea anybody's ever come up with. I've been watching the preview on Xbox Live and keeping track of it. It actually looks good.
Oh my gosh, I love the teaser trailer. How they have, what is it, Johnny Cash? I'm really sure it's Johnny Cash.
I don't remember.
Okay, well, it's Johnny Cash, like, saying some words, like, no music, and it just sounds so sick, and everything sounds so sick, and it just looks awesome. And then where it kind of got me, where, like, he blew up a tree with an axe. Like, I want to see it, but I'm skeptical.
You know, movies like that don't bother me if the movie was precedented on that fact. Like, okay, this movie's going to be over and beyond. Like, you know the movie with Bruce Willis where the girl, like, doesn't have a leg and she's got like an M4 machine gun for her calf?
Yeah. Stupid movie.
Like, if the whole movie is precedented on that, it's not that big of a deal. Now, if the whole movie's normal and everything's realistic, I mean, other than the vampire thing, like, say everything's going normal and all of a sudden something crazy like that happens, that's when I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, like some guys... Yeah,
if the whole movie is, like, just lots of, like, gnarly, like, off-the-wall shit, it doesn't bother me so bad. Because that just reminds me of Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yeah.
Speaking of Quentin Tarantino movies, new Quentin Tarantino movie coming out end of this year, the beginning of next year. It's called Django Unchained. It's got Jamie Foxx. It's a Western movie. It looks good. It looks really good.
Yep, seen it yesterday, or the day before yesterday, the preview.
Yeah. So, on that note, is there anything else anybody would like to bring up to talk about? Anything else that you were, I saw this the other day, blah, 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 etc.? Anything?
Not really.
Wow.
Pretty much out of ideas.
That was weird.
I mean, there's some things, but, I mean, we're going to be talking for 3 more hours, so...
Yeah, did you guys hear that? You guys said that at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the exact same time. Okay, so I guess that'll end it for this episode. This ran way longer than I expected this episode. I was going to try to cut it a little bit short and try to stop it between 30 minutes and 50 minutes, but we went over what we did last time, and we're at an hour and almost 4 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and end this. This was The Theory of Unrelativity, Episode 3, with Josh Lampton and Ben Hernandez, and yours truly, Nick Cook. You can follow me on Twitter at NotNickCook. Or you can find me on Facebook, Nick Cook. Ben, do you have a Twitter account?
I do. It's called @Mexiben, MEXIBEN.
All right, and Josh does not have a Twitter because...
Well, I do have a Twitter, but...
What a loser.
But you never use it?
Yeah, matter of fact, I don't even remember. I think it's like hashtag Josh Lampton, or, I don't know, hashtag Twitter's dumb, go to hell, I think is what it's called.
Oh, okay. Hashtag sore loser, pouting. Okay, so go ahead and leave me any messages or comments on YouTube or Facebook regarding any topics, questions, comments you have. You can find this on my YouTube account, you can find this on my Facebook account, or you can find this on my Podcastio, PodEye, or Podworld accounts. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This episode was sponsored by Pussies. Fuck them.
Stay classy.
Of course, stay classy.